Hello everyone. In this lesson, we'll be learning about multiplication. So we'll be learning about how to multiply 2-digit numbers and 3-digit numbers. Before we start with the lesson, let me remind you guys, if you don't know your tables, please make sure you go and memorize your tables. And if you don't know your tables by heart, make sure you have a piece of paper next to you where you can reference from in order to see what your answer is. Once we go through 1 example, 2 examples, 3 examples, try doing those examples by yourself. Pause the video, do those examples and see if you're getting the answers that I've provided to you. So let's begin. So here we got 22 times 6. We need to take a bigger number and write it on top. So we know that 22 is a bigger number. Why? Because we got 2 digits here and here we only got 1 digit, correct? So we go and write 22 times 6. So now we go and open the first packet of chips, right? Because we only have 1 packet of chips. Consider this as a packet of chips, right? And on the top, you can consider those as the chips inside a packet of chips. So as you open, you start eating them one by one, right? So let's go. So as we open the first packet of chips, we say 6 times 2. So when we say 6 times 2, if you guys remember your tables properly, you know 6 times 2 is 12, correct? So what do we do if you have a 2-digit answer? So what you do is simply write the last digit, which is the 2, and you come and put it here. And the remaining number, you go and give it to the neighbor. So the neighbor is 2. You go and carry that 1 and put it on top of a neighbor, right? Now, simply you've done with 1. Now you simply go to the second one. What is 6 times 2 again? 6 times 2 gives you 12. But that is not your answer. Why? Because we have a 1 as a guest, right? So we need to add that guest also, right? So we need to add plus 1. So what is 12 plus 1? That gives us a 13. Now we got a 13. As I said, we have to carry over. But in this case, there is no neighbor of 2. So if there is no neighbor of 2, you write the 13 as it is. So you simply come and write 13. So therefore your final answer is 132. So the question 1 says 42 times 20, right? So write 42 times 20. Even when you guys are writing in your book, make sure to keep a gap when you are writing it. Because what happens most of the time is you forget to keep a gap and then everything becomes congested. And then when you are trying to do, you get confused as the number becomes bigger. Okay? So let's begin. So the first one is, we start with the number here, right? So we'll be multiplying 0 times 2. So always remember, anything you times with a 0, you get always a 0, correct? So if there is 100 times 0, your answer will always be 0. If you say 2 times 0, your answer will always be 0. If you say 50 times 0, your answer will always be 0. If you say 156 times 0, your answer will always be 0. So did you see? Doesn't matter what the number is. If you multiply it by 0, your answer will always be 0. Okay? So what is 0 times 2? As we discussed, 0 times 2 is 0. Correct? Now again, we finish with this one, we move on to the next one. What is 0 times 4? That's again 0, right? Because anything times 0 is 0. Now that we are done with this packet of chips, so remember this as you got 2 packets of chips. You finish with 1 packet of chips, right? 1 packet of chips had 2 chips inside, right? And you finished it. Now you take this and throw it in a bin. So let's put a 0 because you threw it in a bin. Now that 1 packet of chips is finished, now you're hungry again. You go and open the second packet of chips. So now you begin with 2. So what is 2 times 2? That's a 4. So you write a 4 below the 0. Now what is 2 times 4? That's a 8. So we write a 8 here. As you can see, there is no number on top here. So you just put a 0. Okay? After that, once you have done with both of them, once you have finished with both packets of chips, you simply put a plus sign. And then you draw a line. Now let's draw an addition. What is 0 plus 0? That's a 0, right? Now what is 0 plus 4? That's 4, correct? And what is 0 plus 8? That's 8. So therefore, the final answer is 840. So when you multiply 42 times 20, your final answer is 840. So what did you learn in this example? First thing, anything you times with 0, you get your answer as 0, correct? And then we need to consider these 2 numbers here as our packet of chips, right? We open the first packet of chips. Then we start eating it chips, right? What is 0 times 2? We know anything times 0, we got a 0. Then once we finish with one chip, you know you want to eat another chip now. So you say 0 times 4, that's again 0. Now that you are done with one packet of chips, you're going to throw it in a dustbin. That's why you put a 0, because you throw it in a dustbin. Now you move on to the second packet of chips, right? So in this you can see you got a 2 here. So what is 2 times 2? 4, right? We wrote a 4 here. What is 2 times 4? That's a 8, right? We wrote a 8 here. Since there was no number on top, we just put a 0. Then you simply add, draw addition sign and draw a line. Now you start adding. 0 plus 0 give you 0. 0 plus 4 give you 4, and 0 plus 8 give you 8. Let's move on to the next example. The second example says 57 times 34. So we write 57 times 34. So now let's go and open the first packet of chips. So we go and multiply 4 times 7. What is 4 times 7? 28, right? So you write an 8, and now you are going to carry the 2 here. So 4 times 7 gave us 28. So what did we do? We took the last digit, which was 8, and we put it here, and 2 we carry it to the next number, right? Now we say 4 times 5. What is 4 times 5? We know 4 times 5 is 20. So what do? You know you got 4 times 5 as a 20, and now whatever you got here on top of a 5, you are going to add it. So you will say plus 2. So what is your answer? That's a 22, right? So now you write 22 as it is. Why? Because you only had 2 numbers, right? Therefore you have to write 22 as it is. Once you are done with that, just get rid of your carry, right? Now you are done with the first packet of chip. So let's throw it in a bin. So we write a 0. Now we move on to the 3. What is 3 times 7? We know 3 times 7 is 21. So we're going to take the 1 and we'll write it here. And the 2 will carry it to the next number, right? So now what is 3 times 5? 3 times 5 gives us a 15. Then the number we got on top, we are going to add it, right? Plus 2. So what is 15 plus 2? That gives us a 17. You can see there is no number next to it. So it means we write 17 as it is. Again, there is no number here. So we write a 0 on top. Now, once we are done with both packet of chips, we simply put the addition sign and draw a line. Now we need to add. What is 8 plus 0? 8 plus 0 is 8. What is 2 plus 1? That's 3, right? What is 7 plus 2? That's a 9, correct? And what is 0 plus 1? That's a 1. So therefore your final answer is 1938. Let's move on to the next example. The third example says 87 times 29. So we write 87 times 29, right? Let's go and open the first packet of chips, right? So we start with 9, correct? Now we say 9 times 7. What is 9 times 7? If you remember your tables correctly, you know that's 63. So we know we're going to put the last digit here, which is the 3, and we carry over the 6, correct? Again, what's 9 times 8? We know 9 times 8 is 72, correct? And then plus we have the carry, so it means we are going to add the carry. So 72 plus 6 gives us 78, right? So again, we got 78. You can see there is no number next to 8. It means we write 78 as it is. Now we are done with that. Let's remove the carry. Since we are done with the first packet of chips, we need to throw it in the bin. If you throw it in the bin, you just put a 0. Now you go and open the second packet of chips, right? So we got 2 times 7. We got 2 times 7. That gives us a 14, right? So it means we'll be taking the last digit, which is 4. We put it here, and we take the 1 and carry over to the next number, right? So now we say 2 times 8. What is 2 times 8? 2 times 8 gives us a 16. Plus we got a carry, right? So it means we're going to add plus 1. That will give us a 17. Therefore we can see there is no number next to it. So we write 17 as it is. And we write a 0 because there is no number on top of it. Once we are done with all the packet of chips, we'll simply put the addition sign and we draw the line. Now we simply add. What is 3 plus 0? 3 plus 0 gives us a 3. What is 8 plus 4? 8 plus 4 gives us a 12, right? We write a 2, we have a 12, right? So we write a 2 and carry the 1 to the 7, right? So we put a 1 here. Now again, what is 7 plus 7? 7 plus 7 gives us a 14, but we got a 1 here also as well, right? So we'll be adding that 1 also. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So now our answer is 15. So we take the last digit, which is 5, we put it here and we carry the 1, correct? So just like how we did in the previous one, we do the same. We got 1 plus 0. What is 1 plus 0? That's a 1. And what is 1 plus 1 then? 1 plus 1 will give you 2. Therefore, your final answer is 2523. Let's move on to the next example. So example 4 says 74 times 47. So let's write it, 74 times 47. So now let's go and open the first packet of chips, right? So we got 7 times 4. What is 7 times 4? We know 7 times 4 is 28. So you take the last digit and you write it here. And then the remaining digit you come and write to on the next number. Now what is 7 times 7? That's a 49, right? So we got 7 times 7 as 49. But we got a carry, so we go and add the carry. So if we add 49 plus 2, we get 51. So now there is no number next to it, so we just write 51 as it is. So we just go and write 51, right? Now we finish with the first packet of chips. What do? Let's go and first get rid of the carry, and then after that let's go and throw it in the bin. So there, if you throw it in the bin, you put a 0. Now you move on to the next packet of chips. Let's go and open that. Now you say 4 times 4. What is 4 times 4? 4 times 4 gives you a 16. So you know you're going to write the last digit, which is 6 here, and 1 you're going to write it on top of a 7. Now the next number is 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is equals to 28. But we also have a carry on top of it. So it means you are going to add plus 1. What is 28 plus 1? That's a 29. So now you can see there is no number next to it. It means you don't have to carry anything. You simply write the number as it is. So you write 29. You can see there is no number on top of it. Simply put a 0. After you're done with both packet of chips, simply put the addition sign, right? Draw a line. Let's go and add now. What is 8 plus 0? 8 plus 0 gives you 8, correct? What is 1 plus 6? That's 7. What is 5 plus 9? That's a 14, correct? So you write a 4 and you carry the 1. Now what is 2 plus 0? 2 plus 0 gives you 2, and then plus 1 gives you 3. Therefore your final answer is 3478. Now let's move on to the 3-digit examples. So example 5 says 654 times 3. So we write the big number on top first, which is 654, right? Don't forget to keep the gap in the between, guys. Times 3. We draw a line. Now, what is 3 times 4? We know 3 times 4 is 12, right? So you write the last digit here, and then the remaining number you carry it over to the next number, correct? Now you move on to the next number. The next number is 3 times 5. What is 3 times 5? 3 times 5 gives you 15. But are we done? No, right? Because we got a 1 on top of it, so we have to add that carry. So 15 plus 1 gives you 16. Again, you got a 2-digit number. So you take the 66 and put it here, and take the remaining number and carry over to the next number. Now finally, you got 3 times 6. So what is 3 times 6? That gives you 18. But are we done? No. Why? Because we have a carry, correct? So we'll be adding that 1 here. What is 18 plus 1? That gives you 19. But now there is no number next to 16, correct? So we just write the 19 as it is. So you write the 9 here and you write the 1 here. Therefore, you are done. 654 times 3 gives you the answer as 1962. Let's move on to the next example. Example 6 says 654 times 32. So we write the big number on top. We write 654 times 32. Right? So let's go and open the first packet of chips, right? We go and say 2 times 4. What is 2 times 4? 2 times 4 gives us a 8, right? So we write 8 as it is. The next one is 2 times 5. So we got 2 times 5, which is equals to 10. So we got 2 numbers now, right? So we write 0 here, and the remaining number we carry it over to the next number, which is 6, right? So the next number is 2 times 6, which is equals to 12. But is that our answer? No. Why? Because we got a 1, which is a carry. So we add 12 plus 1. Therefore, we get our answer as 13. Here again, we got a 2-digit number, but we cannot carry over, right? Because there is no other number before 6. So therefore we just write 13 as it is. Correct? Now we are done with one packet of chips. Let's simply get rid of all the carryovers and let's throw it in a bin. So if you throw it in a bin, you need to put a 0, correct? You move to the second packet of chips. Now what is 3 times 4? So you guys know 3 times 4 is 12. So you write the last digit, which is 2 over here, and carry the 1 to the next number, which is the 5. Now what is 3 times 5? 3 times 5 gives you a 15. But that is not our answer, right? Why? Because we got a carryover. We add that carryover and we get our final answer as 16. So you take the last digit, which is the 6. You write it here, carry the 1 to the next number. Now, you're done with that. We move on to 3 times 6. What is 3 times 6? That gives you 18. And what is the carryover? That's a plus 1. That gives you 19. So you know your last digit is 9. But is there a number next to it? There's no number, so it means you don't have to worry about any carryover. You write 19 as it is and write the 0 when there is no number. Now simply add if you are done with both packet of chips, which is a plus sign, and draw a line. Now let's go and add. What is 8 plus 0? 8 plus 0 gives us a 8. What is 0 plus 2? 0 plus 2 gives us a 2. And what is 6 plus 3? 6 plus 3 gives us a 9. And what is 9 plus 1? 9 plus 1 gives us a 10, right? But we got a 2-digit number and there's a number next to it. So it means we'll write the last digit here, which is 0. And the remaining one number we carry it over to the next number, correct? Now what is 1 plus 0? 1 plus 0 gives you 1. And what is 1 plus 1? 1 plus 1 is again 2. Therefore, your final answer is 20,928. Let's move on to the next example. Example 7, we are multiplying 3 digits by 3 digits, right? So in this case, we don't have to worry about which one is a big number. We can write any number on top. So let's just write the way it is. So we can write 456 times 245. Now let's go and open the first packet of chips, right? Here we can see we got 1, 2 and 3 packets of chips. We are 200 in this case. So if you go and open the first packet of chips, we'll be multiplying 5 times 6. So if we multiply 5 times 6, you know the answer is 30, right? You write the last digit, which is 0 here, and the remaining number you carry over to the next number, which is the 5. Now you go and multiply 5 times 5. So what is 5 times 5? You know it's a 25. But is that our answer? No, right? Because we still have the carryover, which is 3. So we go and say plus 3. What is 25 plus 3? That gives us a 28, right? So again, the last digit we write here, which is 8, and the remaining numbers we carry over to the neighbor, right? Now, what is 5 times 4? As we all know, 5 times 4 gives us a 20. But that is not our answer. We still have the carryover. Plus 2 gives us a 22. As you can see, there is no neighbor of 4, so it means we write 22 as it is. Now that we are done with the first packet of chips, let's get rid of all the carryovers and now throw this packet of chips in the bin. If you throw it in the bin, you write a 0, right? We move on to the second packet of chips. Now, what is 4 times 6? We know 4 times 6 is 24, correct? So you write the last digit, which is 4 here, and carry over the remaining number to the next number, the neighbor of 6, which is 5. Now, what is 4 times 5? You know 4 times 5 is 20, but we have the carryover. What is carryover? Plus 2. What is 20 plus 2? That's a 22. Again, the last digit is 2. So we write the 2 here and we carry over the remaining number, which is the 2. Now, finally, what is 4 times 4? We know 4 times 4 gives us a 16, right? We have a carryover, which is plus 2. What is 16 plus 2? That gives us a 18, correct? So we write 18. We don't have to carry again, right? Why? Because there is no neighbor of 4. So it means we write 18 as it is. You can see there is no number on top of 1, as we did in the previous examples. If there is no number, you simply put a 0. Now, we are done with 2 packets of chips. Let's just get rid of all the carryovers. Now that you are done with 2 packets of chips, you know that you need to throw 2 packets of chips in the bin. So you'll be throwing 1 and 2. So it means you need to put 2 zeros, correct? Now we move on to 2. Now you say 2 times 6. What is 2 times 6? That gives you a 12, right? So if you have a 12, the last digit is 2. So you write a 2 here and carry over the 1 to the neighbor. Now the next number is 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10, correct? But that is not our answer. Why? Because we have a carryover on top of 5. So we'll be adding plus 1. 10 plus 1 gives us a 11. The last digit we write it down, and the remaining digit we carry over. The neighbor of 5 is 4. So we carry over that 1 to the 4. Now finally, what is 2 times 4? You know, 2 times 4 is 8. But still, we have a carryover. We'll be adding that 1. That gives us a 9. So you now simply put the 9. Since we have finished with 3 packets of chips, now we just simply put the addition sign. But how many addition signs are we putting? We can see we got 1, 2 and 3. So now, since we got 3 things here, always minus 1 from that 3 and put that many addition signs, okay? So we need to put 2 addition signs. Now simply draw a line. Now let's go and play our addition rules. What is 0 plus 0 plus 0? Simply 0, right? Now what is 8 plus 4? So 8 plus 4 gives us a 12, right? And 12 plus 0 gives us a 12 again. So we have a 12. Now you take the last digit, put it here, and the remaining one you carry over to the neighbor. The neighbor was 2, right? So now, what is 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2 gives us a 4, correct? What is 4 plus 2? 4 plus 2 gives us a 6. But you remember we carried the 1. So now what is 6 plus 1? That's a 7. So now we got our answer as 7. Now, what is 2 plus 8? 2 plus 8 gives us a 10, right? And what is 10 plus 1? 10 plus 1 gives us a 11. Now again we got 2 digits. We write the last digit below down here, and the remaining one we write it to the neighbor. Now what is 9 plus 1? 9 plus 1 gives us a 10. Now what is 10 plus 1? 10 plus 1 gives us a 11. So since there is no neighbor, we write those numbers as they are. So our final answer for number 7 is 111,720. I hope you enjoyed today's lessons. If you need more example on multiplication, please comment down in the comment box below. And please like and share my video with your friends. And please don't forget to hit that red button. So please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, please stay safe and study.